And good evening, everybody. Welcome to This Weekend Black Sox Baseball. I am your host, Aluapo. And here's an explanation of what's in store for you this week. On This Week in Black Sox Baseball, we will not be covering any player profiles. Got to get those profiles into me, parents, so I can make sure that we're highlighting our players as they should be. Happy Easter out there to everybody, also. Um, So we're going to cover a little bit of the Black Sox full-time staff tonight. And tonight we're going to have catching and our catching instructor, Will Messer. We're also going to be adding some baseball history into the format tonight. You'll see by the hat that I'm wearing who we're going to cover. We're going to cover the Black Sox. So with that in mind, we'll get right into our first sponsor. In this first section of the thing is going to be brought to us by the Evansville Post 199 on the Hill Golf Course and Bar, where we have improved our greens. Come out and see how good they are now. They're not sand anymore. They went in, they put some dirt in there. They've got them nice. They're a little quick. So get out there while the price is still down. Season's just starting, and the more rain we get, the only better. It's only going to make it better for them. They also have some of the coldest beer in town. Not as good as Fast Freddy's, but or Fast Eddie's, not Fast Freddy's. God, it's been so long since I've been there. And they also got new golf carts this year, so you won't have to worry about your car breaking down halfway through. But go up, have some time, have some good times, play 9 rounds or 9 holes of golf with them, and have some cold beer and good food. With that, we're going to get into our bio for our or our coach slash catching instructor, Will Messer. Coach Messer played for the Edwardsville High School baseball team for 4 years. And then he also played under Ken Shockey with the old Bears team, which was the Edwardsville Post 199 team with him. And he also played 2 years at Lewis and Clark Community College as one of the Trailblazers. He was a great catcher for them, brought a lot of good leadership to the team, and he brings a lot to the table for us as an organization. And he currently works for the Gorey Law Firm here in Edwardsville. So, not a bad job. Great guy. He does a wonderful job with the 10U kids. Next year, he will be moving up to our high school program permanently. So, we look forward to seeing what he does with those boys. But he will be giving catching instructions throughout the season with everybody. So, now comes the new section. We're going to talk about a topic that comes up a lot when I'm talking to the guys around the Legion and I meet new people on why we chose the Black Sox as our name. So, with that being said, skipped a bunch of stuff. Um, we all are aware of the 1919 scandal with the Chicago White Sox baseball team, where they allegedly um, took money from organized crime or gamblers, however you want to look at it, mobsters, in order to throw the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds that year. Now, it was proven some players did, but not all of them. So, with that being said, that's one way people can look at why we call ourselves the Black Sox. I am a White Sox fan, but that's not why. So, the actual reason that I chose the Black Sox name was due to the Baltimore Black Sox, which a lot of people don't know about. The Baltimore Black Sox started as an independent team in 1913 by Howard Young. Mr. Young was one of the first African American owners of a baseball organization. Not only was he a baseball enthusiast, but he was also a pharmacist and a civil rights activist at the time. I'm sorry, a civil rights organizer at the time. I stand corrected. The Black Sox played in the Professional Negro League, and in the Sox heyday, they had what the media dimed as the $1 million infield. With all the talent they had, if those were white players, it would have cost a team $1 million at the time to have them. So if we look at what $1 million was worth back then, just imagine they would be worth more than the LA Dodgers lineup is right now. Truly. And then in the 1929 season, they won over 70% of their games en route to their first American Negro League championship. And in 2007 and 2014, the Baltimore Orioles finally commemorated that Black Sox team and by wearing their uniforms. So that is really one of the main reasons that I chose the Black Sox name for our team is to honor the original Negro League teams. We are going to be covering all of those teams in depth over the next coming months. Um, and we're also going to talk about that $1 million infield that Mr. Young had at one time. So next week we are going to do a player profile on first baseman Judd Boojum Wilson, and probably cover the New York Grays at the same time. Grays are another team. They had a Gibson on their team that was an animal for them. So, with that being said, I'd also like to bring up one of our newest sponsors slash co co people, and that is 180 Athletics. So, what does 180 Athletics brings to the what did they bring to the Black Sox organization? Well, they are bringing their Armored Arm Care 2.0 program to us, which we will be pushing out to players. Now, what does this program do? Well, we're going to include it in our off-season program. It's going to help build strength in the shoulders and the arms so the kids throw harder, throw farther, and are healthy and safe at the same time. And that's what means the most to us is the healthy and safety of all players. This system is truly easy to use and to teach. There's step by step, and it can be implemented at all ages. So, big shout out to 180 Athletics for teaming up with us and bringing this Armored Arm Care 2.0 to our organization. And we look forward to seeing how the boys progress with it. So, now comes the fun part, what we all waited for. Now we're going to dig into this week in Black Sox baseball. So, this past week, our 10U team, well, no games on the schedule. They are playing this week, April 6th at 11 a.m. So this Saturday at 11 in Alhambra, they're going to be playing somebody. I did not write down who. Our other brothers from another mother's team, the Troy Thunder LB, with Jason and those guys, their season hasn't started yet. They kick off the Tuesday at 7 p.m. to be determined. They don't have it listed. They just have the time and the date. So we'll figure that out. For our 11U White, also no games this week. I think they got rained out, possibly. But they do play two this week, this upcoming week. On the 2nd of April, they'll be playing the Roxana Shells in Alhambra at 7 p.m. And on the 5th of April, the Gateway Stallions at 7 p.m. down in Granite City at the Stallions location. The old, the old batting cage is off of Pontoon Road, I think. No, it's not Pontoon Road. Man, at the Stallions place. That's where they're playing. The 11U Black will open their season next week in Alhambra against the Evansville Raptors. So I'll be driving home while they're playing. I'll have to catch that on Game Changer. The FTB American 12U, our team out of Florida that we like to follow, had a fundraiser this weekend. It was a barbecue and what we call drop the hat. You drop donations in the hat, the kids do push-ups. It was a bad day for some kids. There are a lot of push-ups done, but a great way to raise money to make sure that they're going to the tournaments that they can be in. Our 12U Wrecking Crew, which is one of the softball teams that we follow, also had the weekend off. But next weekend, they're in Cape Girardeau for a USSSA softball event. Looks like they play at 1 p.m. down in Cape Girardeau against Galaxy 12U Bethune. Then right after that, they're going to play the Impact 12U Miller team at 2:30, and then they're going to wrap up pool play on that same day at 7 p.m. against another 12U Impact team. And then Sunday, they'll kick off bracket play. So we look forward to an action packed weekend next weekend coming up from our 12U Wrecking Crew teams. Moving into that, our next sponsor, is obviously Edwardsville Fitness again. We're going to stick with Edwardsville Fitness for a while. Located in the parking in that same little mini strip mall there next to B Dubs, where families are welcome, open 24/7, a great small gym. It's a hometown gym, and we rep it local. And that's why we do it. Now, for the high school side, let's take a look at this. We got a lot of play. Collinsville freshman team played 3 games this week, and they dropped all three. It was a rough week for the K-Hawks. Um, Aiden Bailey, who normally plays for them, was in Italy. So no stats from him this week because he was on vacation. Must be nice, huh? He had a vacation during the school year. Nah, one of his family members played soccer over there, so they made it a family trip. Be safe on the way home. They should be back tomorrow. In that same week last week, the Collinsville varsity K-Hawks played 3 games, going 2-1 for the week. Not bad. Our own Cameron Krause, who plays for our senior legion team, scored a run and had a couple stolen bases in one of those 3 games. The East Alton varsity Oilers played 2 games this week. They also dropped both of them. It was a rough week. Dylan La Nirvana Garner had 2 walks and pitched 2 innings with a K during the week for the Oilers. And our Civic Memorial freshman also played 2 games this week, dropping both. And our own Evan Custer, he had a single and a walk this week in action. The Father McGivney freshman sophomore team, they didn't have any games this week. But their JV played 2 games this week, and they won both of those. So way to go, boys, on that. Hayden El Bonita Apotheker had 2 runs and 2 walks for the what is it? The Father McGivney. Well, I think they're the Eagles. Are they Eagles or are they Falcons? I don't know. All right. Teddy Bear Rybolt had a walk this week and got some time behind the plate. Did quite well for him. Moving on, the Granite City freshman had 2 games this week, going 1 for 1. Zach Twigs Laird had a hit, 2 runs, a walk, and a stolen base in the games for the Warriors. I do not know Terry's first name. I'm sorry, their game changer doesn't give it to me. But Terry had an amazing day on the bump for Granite City, striking out 10 and picking up the win. I want to say against Collinsville, I'm not mistaken. While Riley Edrington did have an apparent appearance in the Belleville West game. The Granite City varsity team had 3 games this week. It's a rough week for the Warriors as they dropped all three also. Michael Jr. Bonnet had a hit, a walk, and a run in the 3 games this week. The Edwardsville freshmen played 5 games this week. They were a busy week last week for the boys, going 4-1 on the week. Along with that, the Black Sox's Brady Seehausen, who's yet to make his Black Sox debut, but he is one of our boys, had a couple hits, couple runs, a walk, and an RBI in the games that he played. He also pitched 3 innings, logging 4 Ks. So, not a bad outing. The Roxana Varsity Shells played 2 games this week, also winning both. The Black Sox's Caleb Wanderers in that time had a stellar game behind the plate, holding a very quick Breeze Central team to only 2 stolen bases while throwing a runner out. Way to manage the game, kid. Way to manage the game. And finally, our Highland varsity girls softball team played 2 games this week, dropping both. Heartbreakers. Haley Ritz had a walk and 2 runs, 2 hits, an RBI to go along with an extra base hit. Haley's doing her thing this year on her with her senior year. Look forward to seeing how she does with the Lady Roughnecks this offseason or this summer. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this week in Black Sox baseball. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out. We'll do some editing. This will be pushed out on Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube the next day or so. Um, so have fun, enjoy it, get out to the games when you can. We look forward to the high school season starting. By the time the high school season starts, I'll be in a nice place where it's 135 all the time. So we probably won't do Facebook lives and it'll switch strictly to YouTube at that time because I'll be sleeping while y'all are playing. Other than that, one quick reminder is again, this this format is ever changing. If there's something you want to see, We always have the chat open on the Facebook page. Drop a line. You want to see other teams covered? We'll cover other teams. You want more in depth game changer style scripts for how these games are played for each game? We can do that too. I just need to know what you guys want. We can make it as long or we can make it as short as you want. The only thing I'm not cutting out is the history and our player profiles and things like that. So please let me know. Drop your opinions in the chat or send me an email at evil, E-V-I-L-L-E, post, P-O-S-T, 199, baseball at outlook.com. Other than that, have a great evening. I'll see you all next week.